Welcome everyone. Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Be Positive Show. Hi everyone. It's really good to see you guys. I hope you're all doing well. We are in episode 17 and today guys we have a very special guest. Guys, the guest today is someone who's been great so far. Like I've known her for almost 5 years now since university, but I've seen so much success coming from her and we'll obviously get to know about it very soon. As usual guys, to get her information and her socials, the command is !guest. You can get her socials. Please go support her. What you're gonna see is her Instagram page. Go follow her. You can get a link to her YouTube channel as well. Go subscribe to her. She's almost at 2,000 followers and I'm very excited about that. So guys, I welcome you Mehak Uppal. Hi Uppal. How are you?
Hi,
hope you're doing well.
How are you? Thank you so much for the amazing welcome. And you're doing a great job, let me tell you that. So yeah, thank you so much for having me. And I mean, it's a Be Positive show. So I'm actually already feeling so positive to really spread that vibe all together with all of you, amazing people. So yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Well, that's the spirit, Mehak. And thank you for being here. Guys, she's got a lot of things to tell us on how she started, the couple of interests and let's say enthusiastic talents that she had, and she's going to be telling us how she started and then how it all ended up being successful.
Yeah.
So Mehak, how are you so far? Tell us more about how did you spend the past 6 months in quarantine?
Oh, okay. Past 6 months, I think it's been quite different and interesting at the same time. Because I mean, it's an unusual thing, right? So being in this sort of a pandemic situation, I mean, it's something really that you have to adjust to it. You have to, just keep your cool, keep your calm, and make sure that I think, especially when you're staying home, for a long duration of time, you really need to make sure that you have to, this situation came into a way that you really need to think in a positive manner. What this allowed me to do was to think in a positive manner, how I can utilize my time being at home in a productive way. So I think I gathered a lot of time being at home. I did a lot of things that I've never done in the past when I was really busy in my life. And I think the situation itself helped me to connect with myself a little bit more, because you're spending more time with your family. You're really thinking and reflecting upon yourself, right? So it's a lot of reflections happening, and that really helped you to think that where you are and where you want to be in the coming, few years or everything. So this time really was helpful in connecting with yourself and really bringing the best out of you. So I think really use the time. I don't think it's a negative thing. Just try to be positive. Try to think positively. Don't see that, oh my God, the world is just, I mean, there are people who are okay, it's difficult to keep your calm and, but you really need to think positive, that how can you make your time useful in these times. So be productive, do different things, take up your hobbies and, catch up on your hobbies that you might have not done in the past, and you can really do it now. So I've done that. I mean, so I think I've become more I've really organized myself so much during this period, during this duration, that, it's when you're in a busy life, you might not have been able to, but now you can. So yeah, it did really help me in a lot of ways. So, and you really realize the importance of small little things in life, right? So which you never did in the past. Now, when you're staying at home, you realize that how much these things value, that you might have not valued as much when you were in a hectic, busy schedule. So there are a lot of things that you learn to value in this sort of a situation. So yeah, it's think positively. I mean, there's nothing to be,
That's amazing. And one person in the chat said that they agree with this mentality, and it's good because you kind of push or motivate yourself every day to do better. And that's like a good start, because usually people depend on something to motivate them, or a friend, or maybe a thing that motivates them. But then when you're your own motivation, that's actually good, because it's always recycling and going on. But that's amazing. So moving on to my next question. So what have you done that, what are the kind of the hobbies that you got into? What are the things that you kind of started working on in this quarantine?
Okay, specifically during the quarantine, I think...
or before that, in general.
Or before, okay. Let me start off with my journey.
Perfect.
Altogether.
Let's do it.
So, I mean, I think when I just want to talk about my journey as a whole, I would say that when I was like young, like when I was in school, so I was actually a very shy person. So I was not very outgoing. I was not, I was a very shy, like a person. But I always had a dream of being an all-rounder. I wanted to be an all-rounder. I wanted to achieve everything I want, like I had that thing in my mind. Like I wanted to be good in this. I want to be good in this, everything. So I had like multiple goals going around in my mind, but I was still in that zone of, like, how do I get there? So I knew that I had that in me, like always. Like I knew I have the potential, but I was still not able to get there. So that was like, when in my schooling days. So I was still trying. Like I've always been a dancer, and I was dancing since the age of 6 or 7 years old.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, like I was around 6 when I started actually dancing.
Wow.
And I started doing my first shows by the age of 7 and 8.
Whoa.
So yeah, so like I started with different forms of dancing, and I started with learning by through institutes, and I used to go and learn dancing initially, and that's been consistent. So I've been performing a lot. I've been into several dance shows, dance competitions, talent hunts, auditions. I've given so many auditions, so I used to be really nervous, but then I used to just make up my mind. And so I've done a lot of that in my schooling days as well. So but thing was, I still wanted to achieve something. I wanted to be recognized in this field. So it's okay, like I was learning and everything, but I still wanted that level of to be recognized. So I've had that thing in my mind. So this journey was ongoing. Like I've always been dancing, but where I really felt a good break was when I was in my high school. So when I entered high school, I had to actually choose a subject. So marketing, that was my core subject, right? And when you are in marketing, you really have to be out there, and you really have to showcase your best self, right?
True.
You have to step out of your comfort zone. And I initially in the past, I had always been like the shy girl and very like sort of like introvert sort of a person. But in high school, since I had my subject, I had to be stepping out of my zone. And marketing, you really have to present a lot. You have to give presentations almost every other week, right? And that was my that was how I was graded. So that was I still remember when I entered, and I was like, oh my god, I have to present. I had that thing, and I was like, but the first time I was really nervous, but at the end of it, I did perform well, and this evolved eventually to the fact that I think I gained confidence eventually. That yes, it's not about, it's all to do with your mind.
True.
It's all to do with your mindset. It's to do with how you think. So I think I always have like 3 words running in my head. Always. So it's whenever I'm out there on a stage or a platform where I have to present or dance or perform, you always have to think that you are the best. You are, like, I always say to myself, I'm the best, like this is how it's been always. So if you, these 3, even it's just to motivate yourself. If you say this to yourself, believe me, it will just take you to another level altogether. So it's helpful. I think it will help you deliver your best when you're out there. So I always do that. I don't bother about what other there's always going to be audience out there. They're going to hear you listen. They're going to hear you. See you perform. But you have to be worried about, not worried, but you have to be focused about what you have to showcase. So I know that I have the potential. I just need to be focused. I just need to be confident about and believe in yourself. So I think that's where my journey of public speaking started. So I evolved as a confident speaker throughout my high school days, and then presenting all throughout. So till date, people say you're a really confident speaker. So I think it's all to do with your mindset. Just believe you can do it and be confident of what you're, like how. Basically, just be confident about showcasing your best self. So yeah.
Honestly, guys, those three words are something you all should be remembering. It's you are the best. And Mehak, obviously, you are the best for being here.
Why?
And again, guys, all of you here, the viewers watching right now, this is coming from me, you are the best for being here. And anyone coming.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, that means a lot. I mean, that's just something I say to myself just to motivate my own self. But I just feel that every person in their own sense, they can do their own thing and they are the best in their own thing. So you just need to be, just motivate yourself. Like, there's nobody gonna like come out there, hey, Mehak, you are like, okay, even if people do that, okay, great. But you really need to be there for yourself, to say that to yourself, and I think it's gonna make a difference. So just be focused and determined. Yeah.
That is true, Mehak, but I also want to point something out. It's good that you think you are the best, because you also give that vibe that people think you are the best as well. So like I've been watching your social media and your subscribers and all that, and I'm seeing it grow, and I've seen your comments.
Right.
People are actually saying you're good, they're giving you the positivity.
Yeah.
And that shows that when you have that love and self-confidence in you, it kind of reflects on the others as well, and they see it.
Right, yeah.
And that's actually very, very important.
Yeah, exactly. Until and unless, I think if you don't showcase that to yourself, how do you expect others to? So it's a common thing. But since you pointed out the YouTube channel, I mean, this was my dream ever since, I always wanted to be recognized, as I said, right? So although I've done so many shows and stuff, but I still felt that gap. Like, I wanted to grow further, and I didn't make my YouTube channel now. It was like maybe a year or so back, but I only gained momentum on my channel like recently. So, and suddenly it happened during the past few months, but I gained more than 500,000 views.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, what a crazy response. And this actually motivated me to go further and be a go-getter to my goals, because this, I think it's a really big start. It's a big break. And given the response, I think I was really motivated by so many people saying, you will flourish and you will probably achieve more. So I think I was really overwhelmed with all the comments, and I think I should now, what I'm really focusing now is to take out some part of my day to really denote few hours, either get up early in the morning or stay up till late. That's what I do these days, because I mean, dance is really a hobby for me, right? So it's more like a passion that I pursue. So I do have other things in life as well. So I do make out time as part of my day to focus at least a few hours on just my channel. So because you really need to be engaging, you really need to try to engage the audience with different content and everything. So I think it's all about being persistent.
I mean, Mehak, you literally stole the answer of my next question. I was going to ask you, how do you manage to balance your work and the whole dancing your hobby and stuff? But yeah, that's actually great. It's good that you're consistent and you set some time for it, and that shows how committed you are to the thing and how passionate you are about it. And obviously 500,000 is still a start. We're definitely expecting much more on your future videos, and hopefully we'll start seeing more videos coming up. We're really excited about that.
Yes, for sure.
Go for it. Go.
No, you can continue and then
Right.
I'll talk about.
I was gonna actually ask you if there are any other hobbies you like as well, or you're interested in other than dancing that kind of match up with the whole dancing that you want to go through. Maybe video editing, maybe like getting into sketches and all that. That could
Right.
potentially help with the dancing.
Yeah. So because now I have a channel, right? Now I have to. I'm more or less a content creator. So I have to engage the audience, and for that I need to be be learning different skills. So it's not just enough to be a dancer. I mean there is thousands of dancers out there. How are you standing out? Like, what is the unique thing I'm offering to the table? You know. So I think when I had my channel out there, I need to define firstly, how am I unique? There are like thousands of creators out there, and why do people should be following you? So I think this is the question I posed to myself, and I thought about it, and I was like, it's not enough to dance. It's more to bring a 360 experience to your followers. It's more to do with a complete package that you sort of provide to your channel. So because I am a really passionate speaker as well. I love speaking, and I think I love talking. So I think I like to engage. I like to engage people by just talking. So it's more about like really talking and engaging with the crowd. And at the same time, of course, you need to showcase your talent. That's about dance and everything. But yes, you're right. I think it's more to do with learning different skills like video editing. I'm learning that because I mean, I've not done that in the past. So I really need to. I'm catching up with so many different ways. I spend so many hours of my day. I mean, at least a portion of my day goes into finding different platforms of editing, literally. And I've downloaded so many apps. Like I think even you suggested some. So yeah, and I've been checking out all of that just to ensure. Like, I've been watching so many people. I've watched how people talk and how do they engage users and stuff like that. So I think it's about an experience. It's not just enough to post dance. No, it's more to do with engaging and giving a complete experience to your users. So yeah, and it's important to be relevant. So you really need to be thinking about how you can be relevant to your audience. So post content that's actually relevant to that particular sort of a target audience that you're
100%.
going after. So yeah, I mean, it's more to do with an experience. It's all about a 360 package that you offer. I really believe in offering a complete package, engaging your audience, talk with them, be relevant, post the content and songs, choose the songs that your target base is like familiar with. So yeah, I think all of these points do matter, and I think this is just a start for me because I gained momentum recently, and that's now motivated me to go further. So I have to achieve a lot more milestones. I've received mails from YouTube as well on crossing the 1K mark. So yeah, so I mean that was another like icing on the cake because I was like, wow, So yeah, so when you receive appreciation from like an organization, so I think it really boosts your morale. So I think yeah. So I really have to go and achieve a lot more. So this is just the beginning.
I'm honestly so proud of you. In fact, one guy in the chat, he said that this girl keeps smiling. It's cute. So again, you kind of give that positive vibe, and and it's really good. Like, people would want to watch something like that. Also, again, like I said earlier, 2K now, but I'm sure you're gonna eventually reach 200K. I know that you've got this in your mind. I know, like,
oh my god,
in there, you've got it in there, and I know you will work hard towards it.
Yeah,
so
I know. I mean, yeah, it's a dream though. Like, I want to reach 100K one day, but right now I'm just gonna work hard. So it's just a dream that they say that. I mean, it's just a saying though. Like, I've heard this by someone. That you dream too big, But,
and I know for sure you are the person to do that. Like, I definitely know who you are. I know you're a big dreamer. And again, that's our topic today, guys. It's all about big dreams coming true.
Right. So yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's a saying, dream too big, and I say you think too small. I didn't say that. It's just a saying. But it hit me so hard. Like, I heard this statement from someone, And I was like, wow, and this was just on my mind, and I was like, this statement was just so like it's literally so motivating that I think if you just hear it, you will just be like, you will try to dream big, you will try to think differently, and I think it's important to just be focused. So I think, yeah, just dream big and just be a go-getter to your goals. So it's, I mean, if you believe in yourself, you're just unstoppable. So yeah.
So Mehak, talking actually about big goals, who would you consider would be like your idol or someone you look up to, specifically in the dancing field? Someone you wanna like
Yeah.
reach their level or maybe have a dance with them eventually. So
Right.
did you ever think
Oh
about
yeah.
that? You can mention a
Yeah,
few,
yeah.
obviously.
I do have like I mean, although they are Bollywood stars, but I mean, they are just my. I mean, I admire them. I'm not a fan of anyone. Like, but I just take the good qualities of, say, people I admire, and it's good to absorb the goodness of others, and see what they're good at, and you can learn from them, right?
True, true.
So the person I admire in terms of dancing would be Hrithik Roshan. I don't know if you've heard of him, but
Me personally, no. But maybe I watch a lot of Bollywood movies, so if he was in a popular movie, I probably have seen him.
yeah, I mean, he's really talented. Like, he's really talented. And since I was 5 years old, I've been like admiring this person. So I was really young, and I still admire him. So he's a really good dancer. And yeah, I mean, overall, very dedicated, hardworking person, very focused individual. And I really take the good qualities of people. So, I mean, not everyone's perfect. You just have
True.
to pick up the right things, and probably just develop yourself on that. So yeah, I mean, it's not like I've been a fan of anyone, but it's I just draw inspiration, and that's about it. So,
Well,
but just yeah, but
hopefully we'll be seeing you dancing with him soon. Or at least, did you ever attend his concert, or was there a concert nearby where you could
yeah,
have attended? Oh,
yeah, there was one in Dubai, and yeah, I even went international to watch.
wow, wow.
Yeah, so I've been like, I really admire the way he dances, and really fluent, extremely fluent. And I know there are many people who might admire him, but I've been like a really strong admirer of this person. So I watched him here in Dubai. I've also watched him in other countries when I was there. So, I mean, it's a different experience. I think when you watch a person that
Oh,
that
100%.
is kind of like your idol, I think it's a different experience altogether. You just get those goosebumps.
True,
So
true,
yeah,
true, true.
yeah.
Sweti, thank you for the love. Really appreciate it. One of the questions coming from the chat, actually, they're asking you, what's your opinion about the English artists? Or in his case, I think it's the dancers. So like, we know that you're so involved with the Bollywood and the whole India dancing style. And
Yeah.
I believe it's also Punjabi dancing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mix.
So
It's a mix.
what's your opinion on the English kind of dancing?
Well,
Or
okay,
like,
I
let's
have
say
an
the
interesting.
Western.
Yeah, I have an interesting story to this. So when I was in high school, right? So there used to be so many talent shows and dance performances, dance competitions. So like I was part of. I used to always go for auditions, and like I got selected and stuff like that. So there used to be like Eastern dances and Western dances. So like they're just slightly different forms. Western can be more linked to, say, hip hop, or something like yeah, it's more to do with Western contemporary and all of these dance forms. Whereas Eastern could be more Asian. It could be more like
Cultural, I would say.
it
More
would be more
cultural.
cultural. It would be more like, yeah, it could be a Bollywood theme as well. So it just really depends. So I think I was part of the talent show, and I had like a group with me, like say 3 to 4 people. So and we had to like perform on a Western song, right? So honestly, this is like a dream. Like I always wanted to be like learning the moonwalk step, right? The famous MJ, so Michael Jackson, like. I practiced so very much. Like, I had to perform in front of the entire high school. So I mean, it was, I think I was 16 years old. And that was the first time, like, I really admired the way, he used to perform. So moonwalk was like a hip trend that time.
It
So,
was,
and
it was.
it still is. So I really like, I mean, I practiced the circular moonwalk. So it was not just a normal, the circular moonwalk, right? So that's something different. I wanted to offer something different to the crowd. So when you're out there, you do get a nervous breakdown. Like, how will people, you're doing the moonwalk, right?
True
How will
that.
the people see that? Like, I mean, yeah. So I think when I went out there, I had my partners, so they were also there. Like, so the show when the show started, I think I was nervous because that was the first ever time I was going to do a circular reference of the moonwalk. And I did learn this just by watching tutorials and, how do you do that and stuff. So, I mean, I didn't take any classes. And at that point of time, I could just learn by watching. And I can still do that. I can just watch television and sort of like learn. I don't need to go to an institute, because once you establish a base of
True.
dancing, it becomes easy. So you just don't have to be, having someone physically present to teach you to dance. No, you can just dance. You can dance. You can even be creative in your own way. So I think, yeah, I think then I performed, and I mean, I performed in front of like, say, around 500 people. And
Wow.
yeah, and that was like, I did the moonwalk 3 times, the circular moonwalk. And I performed, and and the people, actually, I didn't know what to expect, so I just did the performance. And with, of course, it was a group dance, but I didn't know what was the response yet, until people the next day started to identify me as a moonwalk girl.
That would have
So
been like a nice label. Hi,
yeah,
Moonwalk Girl.
yeah, I was like, there were people who used to come and, oh my god, like, I mean, I was nervous. Can I even do it? But I was happy that I could, to some extent, reach that level. So of course, I'm not perfect, but I just tried. So I just tried something different.
She was
But
the
yeah,
best, guys. She was the best. She's just being humble right now. But
no, thank you.
that's amazing. Wow. So like again, it's a kind of a confirmation when people start labeling you with something you've done. It
Yeah,
means
that
that
was
you've done it so
crazy.
well to a point where like it just stuck into their head, and that's I think everyone's goal when they kind of start a new talent or a skill. This is the point where you want to get to. Like I want to be known as something that I'm really good at, and I want
Yeah,
people to actually recognize me with that. And I think that's a good goal or a milestone you should set to yourself as a person in general, to be able to actually achieve that. That's amazing. And do they still call you the Moon Girl, the Moonwalk Girl, or did they
okay,
shift to
so
something else now?
yeah, I kind of shifted now. I mean, when I was like in high school, I used to do a lot of Western dance, hip hop. Like, I used to do so much of hip hop, like, but then, I eventually got a little bit bored of it. So I've shifted now more to different styles of dancing. So I think you should always keep on exploring.
Hmm.
And I think now I'm more into the mode of exploring, because now it's just the beginning for me, right? So I still have to develop myself and work towards what creative thing I can do to really offer to my viewers on the channel. So that's always been there. So I think, yeah, now it's to really figure out the different forms of dancing, how I can really put that into a creative way. So because I basically choreograph my own things. So it's all to do with how creative we can get. So yeah, I think I've done a lot of hip hop, so I just need to explore more.
That's
So,
cool.
and that's the current mode of going towards.
And how were the challenges around, like along the whole journey? I'm sure as much as exciting it would be, and all the
Yeah.
support coming from the fans, and obviously I'm sure there are people that's supporting you as well, your friends, your parents, your close people. How challenging was it? And do you want to mention like one or two challenges, kind of like made you feel like, oh, maybe dancing is not the one for me, or maybe that never even happened. So can you share with us how the experience went throughout the whole journey?
Yeah. So I
Or
think one
if
of
it
the biggest.
was, or if it was challenging at all. If it wasn't challenging, maybe it's a whole different
No,
case.
yeah, of course, like 100%. Like everyone would face challenges, right? But nobody's like, oh my God, I'm the best. No, no, no. I say that to myself, but no, I mean, you can't always expect that whatever you put out there is like going to be the best thing. No, like you really have to, again, I say, like, you have to be relevant. Like you
True.
have to go with what your audience, who is there on your channel would like to watch. So you can't always say like, hey, like, this is my video, like my dance video, and I can't always expect it to be like the best. So I think the challenge really here is to keep up with the pace of content creation. So as I said, like you really need to think that how do you stand out. So that's a challenge because there are 10,000 creators out there, like the 10,000 probably YouTube
Dancing
creators out
channels,
there.
yeah.
So like within that 10,000, how do you stand out? So that's the thing, and that's the biggest challenge for me actually. So although like now I've hit momentum, but the challenge remains because I have to remain persistent. How do I keep up with the pace of content creation? How do I offer something creative every time to the audience that they would like? And obviously now I've hit like a certain level and a benchmark, and I would want my other dance videos to also hit that level of benchmark, but it's difficult. It's not easy. It's not easy. So
True, true.
yeah, I think the challenge is to uh, think creatively, but you do get a mental block that what
All
is
the time.
like a creative block rather, like sometimes but I think I do have a lot of things planned up. So you just have to think that way. You have to sort of plan your things that way, that that would really engage your audience. You have to understand your target audience. So I know what my target is. I know what I have to go after, like what would my audience like. So I think I have to plan that way, and like I have a weekly plan of what I have to do, and I work on a daily basis. So it's kind of like really busy because I have to work like in the morning, and then I have my passion to pursue in the evening. So it's challenging altogether, but I think it's worth it because when you feel that people are out there motivating you, because it's unbelievable the kind of comments, and like I received more than 200 comments on
Wow.
my last video, and the dance video that I posted some time back though. But the nature of the comments itself was so motivating that you really want to be like, okay, I want to get out there, and I just want to showcase what I can do, what I am capable of doing. That I have been, I've always had that dream. I want to be an all-rounder. I really want to have my own channel. I want to be independent, and I really want to like step out of the comfort zone, basically. And this is my opportunity to really pursue that. So yeah, it's challenging, but I think it's worth it because you have that level of motivation backing you up. So yeah.
We're definitely looking forward to see all the future videos. Again, guys, for the new ones who just came in and missed our first announcement, to get her details, it's !guest. You can get in touch with her Instagram. Please go show her some support, follow her on Instagram, and make sure you go...
The YouTube channel.
I was about to say that. And get into her YouTube channel. The link is in the bio there. Go subscribe to her. She's literally almost getting 2K followers. And I want you guys to push her to 5K, not just 2K.
Yeah.
Like 2K is, her goal. My goal is to get her to 5K, right? So,
right.
And we're definitely looking forward to see much more coming from you, Mehak. I believe... I know it's kind of challenging with the whole work, and maybe the timings are not the best for you at the moment, but definitely looking forward, and we hope that you can be as consistent, maybe upload maybe once a week or like twice a month. Try to do that, and I'm definitely believe that there'll be much more greater things in the future coming for that. Moving on to my next question, and specifically about the culture here. Do you feel that is there a way like where the culture here can help you improve with the whole career dancing? Because kind of we all have this annotation that the content creation stigma here in the middle culture, like a lot of parents don't consider it a real job or like go become an engineer. Do you feel that you have that pressure as well, or the people around you have been very, very supportive? I mean, fans are different, but I'm talking about like your close circle and stuff. Are they as supportive? Were they did you find someone who would like come and record you? Someone who offered like their services, like, hey, I can edit your videos. How was that so far with you? And do you recommend that people should encourage each other, especially if they're content creators or people trying to do things like what I'm doing, right? You know, push each other around to help promote each other, that kind of thing. How was that like for the past few years when you started?
Okay, yeah, I think that's a really good question. But like 100%, I would agree that like, you know, posting dance videos and, you know, having your own channel is not a mainstream profession.
I think
right?
it's great,
So,
by the way. So
yeah.
if your parents tell you that, don't listen to them, kids. Keep doing what you're doing. It's the best. I promise you that.
Yeah, like, okay, people do agree it's not a mainstream thing. I mean, but I believe that if you have that passion, if you have that potential, then why not like showcase it to the world? Like, you know that what you're capable of. So really, I mean, that's my passion. I want to pursue it and I want to showcase what I can do. So it's not a profession, fine, but it is something that you believe in and you must do it. Like, why not? And probably you can monetize it, right? So it's more to do with how you are really a go-getter. Be a go-getter in life. I mean, if you are just like thinking and sitting out there, no, it's not going to work. So you really need to just step out of your zone and do something different, because my goal is always to stand out, because I know that everyone works, like the whole world works. How am I different, you know? So it's like I always ask that was that's a digital question to myself, like, okay, like, you know, we all earn income and we all earn money. Okay, everyone needs money, it's very important, like there's no denying to that. But how are you different? Like, you know, it's like that's like a daily thing you do, right? So you really, I mean, you make yourself different by pursuing things that you really want to, you know, you think that you're capable of, and you really need to go out there and showcase that. Unless you know yourself don't take the initiative, you will never, like, I mean, I think that's a main fact about dreaming. So you have to take the initiative yourself. You have to take the step yourself to get out of the zone. So I always like to be different and I want to stand out. Just don't want to be that, you know, just, you know, have a normal working day. No, I like to be busy in my life, like to do different things. So it's all to do with standing out and all to do with dreaming big and, you know, all about your potential. And I think another part of your question was, I think I forgot about it, but you mentioned about
The culture being supportive or not, or people actually coming to you and offering their services or like
right.
helping you around and stuff.
Yeah, that's another point, because nobody does it for free here. So
Unfortunately.
yeah, nobody does it for free. Like, I remember still one of my dance videos. I went to shoot. I like to choose iconic locations. You know, like Burj Khalifa, Atlantis. So all of these places
I've
are
noticed. I've noticed.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you see my dance videos, I try to, you know, shoot it in different locations. Of course, recently in the past, you can't really get out because of the situation, right? But I've tried in the past. I've tried I'm not saying when the past means too long back, but like before the pandemic. So I've tried to shoot in front of facing Burj Khalifa, Atlantis, and I had to pay for videographer. I mean, nobody does it for free, right? So you have to invest in that. You have to
Unfortunately,
invest
yes.
your time. So um, I think it's worth it, because at that point of time I didn't gain momentum and I was kind of disappointed, to be honest, because I was like, okay, I did so much of work and I still don't, I didn't get it at that point of time. I got it recently, fine. But what I mean to say here is, even if you are not reaching that point at that particular, what you're really dreaming of, but I feel, you know, you will eventually get there. you will eventually sort of reach that position that you really wanted to get to. So you don't really have to be disappointed. I was like, I invested time, I paid for my videographer. Sometimes you even have to pay for, like, I know people, they pay for locations as well. So it's crazy. So, and you would expect some amount of, equal response coming out from your viewers. But I don't think so when it comes to support. That's an issue because my family is really supportive, and they're really supportive, and they're like, if you're good at something, then why not? So yeah.
That's amazing to hear, honestly. A lot of people, talented people that I know, unfortunately don't have as supportive parents, and it's like a whole hassle for them. So thank God, and God bless your parents, obviously. A big shout out to her parents, obviously, for being really supportive and understanding how important it is to you, and the way that you could potentially become very successful from this. That's really nice to hear that.
Thank you.
Mehak, so I want to kind of tell you guys a little bit about Mehak. This girl used to be a leader in our university. She used to hold her own fashion club. I was actually a winner once for the Valentine walk, and she used to be a part of like almost every club in the university. She's very talented. She's into public speaking. She has a whole fashion club. She was involved in dancing. Were you involved in sports as well, or that wasn't your thing?
No, sports is never been.
So how did you manage to like kind of get into all that? How do you wanna encourage others to be able to like seek what they really, because a lot of people are usually confused. Like a lot of the questions I get on this show is, hey, I want to start something, but I don't know what to do. So how were you able to like kind of figure out that, okay, this is something I want to start, this is something I want to be there? When was that point in your life? Obviously it started as a young age for you, but like where you thought like, okay, actually dancing is my thing, I'm really good at it, I want to go do it. Like why wasn't it art, for example? What made you start the dancing? Were you just good at dancing and people kept telling you to a point where like you thought about it, or how did that start for you?
Yeah, so like honestly, like for me, I love public speaking, and I've gone into debate competitions, and I think you might know about it. So because I was part of the public speaking club, and I was also the leader of fashion club. So my core was into both the areas, because I like to be, as I said, I like to be an all-rounder, and it's not just about study.
Definitely.
So it's really if you really want to enhance yourself, you have to be an all-rounder. You need to, like portray yourself as a overall personality. So that's how you develop yourself. But I think how I figured it out, because for me, I've always been like, I wouldn't say like I've figured out that I was a good dancer, but I've always been a dancer. And when it comes to exploring, if someone really needs to know that what are they good at, I think it's more to do with in your early ages, or even now, like what are you, just try to explore what are you like interested in. So like, for example, I'm really interested in fashion. I love fashion, and that's why I took up the leadership in the fashion club, and I've done several events because I was passionate about that. And I think BB was also the winner once. And even in that, for example, I knew that I could sort of lead that. So I've played different roles within the same club. I used to be the host. I used to basically be the anchor because I love public speaking, and I explored that over the course. So I explored that myself, that I could be an anchor. I could host TV shows and stuff like that. So that's because I explored it myself, and I knew that I could probably speak when I'm out there on the stage.
I would definitely imagine Mehak being like one of those judges for a dancing competition. That would be like the perfect thing for you.
Just like, yeah, I mean, it's not easy though. Like you really have to analyze and say,
oh, trust me, I think I'm pretty sure you're smart enough to figure that out.
Oh, thank you. It means a lot, but yeah, I mean, my point here is like it's a journey. it's a journey of exploring. Like you don't just, it's not just a one day thing. Oh yeah, it's not that. You just really need to explore yourself. It's all together. It's like a journey altogether. Like to really understand what are you interested in, right? So I really figured that out myself over a period of time. Like I'm interested in fashion. I'm interested in public speaking. I'm interested in dancing. So all of these are just examples, but. Yeah, I think the advice is really to explore. I mean, it's to understand your potential and what are you interested in. So, and just take that out. I mean, just showcase that. I mean, it's. I think it's worth it. So, I could like just give an example. Like when I was part of the fashion club, I did face challenges because my number one concern was that I wanted to keep all of the events that I sort of had to organize. I wanted to make sure that each of the event is a successful event, and that's a challenge in itself because it's not easy because it's really to do with the number of people that turn out
True.
to your event that
True.
make it successful, right? And in order to do that, that's another story altogether. And you really need to like. I mean, I still remember like a week before the event, I used to go all around and advertise and call and please come. And like I had to really interact with people. I had to make sure because that was my goal. I mean, to make the event successful and to keep. I used to keep themes that possibly people would like. That would increase the turnover of the event.
True.
So
True.
so yeah, I remember like I think one of the events I kept the theme as Bollywood,
Yes, and you had a
and yeah,
Valentine Day, and then
and
you had the
yeah,
Christmas one as well, as far
right,
as I remember.
something like that, yeah. And all the themes that I kept were probably relevant to the audience and what they would enjoy. So yeah, it's more to, again, it's all about how you deal with situations. You have to handle things. There were things going wrong. Oh my god, I missed out on this element, I missed out. But it's more to just stay calm. You are the leader. You really need to delegate, you sort of really need to delegate things to different people. So yeah, I think it's an incredible experience. So it's all of this I've experienced as a course of over the course of the time. So it's more to do with a journey. And yeah, you bring out the best in yourself when you explore yourself. So like yeah, I remember like the happy day, like when you were also part of the show, and it turned out to be so successful. Like it was my first, I think, or I don't know, like yeah, but uh, I was doing multiple roles. I was also hosting, anchoring, and making sure all the event is organized well and everything is like in place and everything. So yeah, I think it was a journey, and slowly it became better. So nobody's perfect again, but it was more to do with experience and how you like cope up with the situation.
True. True. One of the comments came earlier. They were technically suggesting that you might want to start TikTok, and if you have one, they're
Oh,
suggesting you become more active on it. They're saying TikTok is also a very trendy thing. So that
all
was
right.
just a suggestion from one of the viewers.
Yeah, definitely. I totally
Also,
agree.
also we have a question. They're saying, is it important to be fit and take care of your nutrition to become a dancer? So obviously Mehak is fit herself, but is that a requirement, or is it something like do you work out yourself? Do you just try to keep in shape? Is it important for a dancer? What do you think about that?
Well, I feel this question is very subjective to
Mm-hmm.
different people. Because I mean, I've seen dancers who are not in the very best shape, so but they're still dancing out there, right? And they're still choreographers. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen. So I've gone myself, and then it was a part of a workshop, and the choreographer herself was a bit. I wouldn't want to like say, but she's still a dancer, right? So this is really subjective, but I think for me, it's important to be fit for me. I mean, if I really like, because if I'm fit and that drives me confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like a reaction. Like so it's more to do with the. It's a complete experience, as I say. So for me, if I'm having my own channel, yeah, I mean, I feel fitness is important because that would bring your self confidence. it boosts your sort of, I think it's more to do with your mental thinking as well. So I think it's really it's a break. So I think yeah, it's important to be fit. I mean, if you personally ask me, yeah, it's important. So, but I wouldn't say this is really subjective, because different people, different ways of doing things. So it's extremely subjective. But yeah, for me, it is important because that would make a difference for me. So if you're having a channel, I would want to look good. I would want to be,
Of
you know,
course you look
like,
good. Come on.
like, oh, I mean, like, if I'm really like, I'm hosting a channel, I would, I would want to be fit. I would want to be looking good out there. That drives me confidence, and, so yeah, so yeah, I think it's not necessary, but for me, yes.
Yeah, adding on to that, I think you should still start with the dancing. So don't let that be a reason to like not start or to stop. I think keep it going, and maybe while you're doing it, take care of your fitness as well. I'm sure you want that regardless. So I think don't let that be a reason or an excuse to stop dancing. I think you should still go with dancing, but yeah, maybe take care of the fitness. And again, I do agree with Mehak that it's important not just in dancing, but mentally to be fit, to be happy with your body, right? It's a
You're
place
active,
where you live.
right? Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's very important to keep it well fed, to keep it fit and all that stuff. All right, Mehak, we're actually coming to an end. It was a pleasure to have you on this show, and thank you so
It was a
much
pleasure.
for like.
Yeah.
And guys, I just want to come back to a statement she said that kind of like blow my mind off. It was, and I really want this to sink in, you guys, just before we end, and obviously for the people watching on YouTube later. She said that everyone works. What makes you different? And I really kind of I want that to really sink in. I mean, this is like the best statement I heard this whole week. It's very important, because like a lot of people keep pushing work and the regular like engineering, doctor,
Yeah.
and there, every year there's more than 10,000 engineers out there that are jobless, right? And again, you are literally, you could be another engineer or another doctor, but you know what makes you special, and I'm sure we all agree to this, especially in this generation. We've always seen like the dentist that does TikTok is always more successful than a normal dentist. The engineer who kind of did something on Instagram became more popular than the one. So there's always, you have to put yourself in a place where you are different, and not just different, you have to be special and unique. I think that's what kind of gives you a push. And really, Mehak, like this statement was very important. I kind of want to touch on it again, but thank you so much for being in the show.
Thank you.
Any last words you wanna kind of share with everyone before we end it?
I am extremely happy. In fact, I was so happy to share my journey, and you've been an amazing host. Like, you are really engaging. Honestly, like I think. Hats off to you. So
thank you so
I
much.
think thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed myself, and I'm feeling even more positive by talking and sharing and expressing my view. And yes, I totally agree with you. That's what I think. I mean, yeah, it's true. Like, everyone is working, but you really need to get out there and just do what you're good at doing, and that's your passion. Just pursue it. So be different, be unique, stand out, be special.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you all for today. Again, guys, to get her social media details, it's the !guest. Please go follow her. And lastly, guys, if you are watching this video right now or on YouTube later on, and you are able to help Mehak, maybe you have a studio where you can shoot her a good video, or you are a promoter and you can help her with her promotions, please do reach out to her. It's I think it's really nice of you, and I'm sure if you are someone out there and you're probably willing to help, I'm sure you will be able to do so. So thank you in advance. So please do give her some support, guys. And thank you, Mehak, for being here.
And do check out my YouTube channel.
Definitely, guys. Again, I'll put the link.
Yeah, and do whatever suggestions you have. Like, I'm always open to suggestions, and as you said, like, if anyone's willing to offer any kind of advice or any support, and I'm more and less open to it. So thank you so much.
She's very interactive with her fans, guys. So thank you, guys. You are all the best, and Mehak, you are the best as well.
Thank you.
Have a good day, guys, and another Chammak Chillo for you guys. See you. Take care. And bye.
Thank you, everyone.